One of the pillars of this channel is to keep things positive, to counterweight all the negativity already out there. And it's not to say that negativity is bad, most of the time it's just people venting their frustrations. But rather, only complaining isn't helpful either. Negativity is unfortunately something that tends to be the loudest and, thanks to the algorithms, pushed into our feeds the most. And if you stay in those spaces too often or for too long, eventually that negativity will leech onto you. It'll warp your perception and zap away at your fun. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to let your enjoyment of the game be taken away by how other people view or discuss the game. Don't let them take that from you. And at the end of the day, it's just their opinion about the game. And they can go ahead and have that opinion while you're over here having fun. One of the reasons negativity is the most prominent voice spread around is because we, as humans, vent our thoughts the most when it's driven by negative emotions. We complain when we're upset. It's as simple as that. Venting is about stress relief. You got this ball of frustration inside you, and when you yell into the void of the internet, you start feeling a little better. Venting is healthy, in moderation, but not a place you want to stay in forever. Venting doesn't resolve the frustrations you had. We don't vent to resolve problems. We vent to relieve the stress so that afterwards we can resolve our problems. A critical difference that many people overlook. The biggest issue with this, however, is the fact that it can feel like everyone is constantly venting. That it's just complain, and people are just never happy. This creates that atmosphere of negativity. This weight that pulls you down with it, thinking negative thoughts or even just empathically feeling other people's negative emotions. How a community talks about a game will skew your perspective of it. This is a normal thing to happen, but as is the point of this video, don't let that take away from the enjoyment you're having. What others think and what you experience are different and completely valid things. You're allowed to completely enjoy a game that others may not like. You're allowed to enjoy a character that other people don't think favorably about. Hell, you may even agree with some of the criticism, but that doesn't mean you're not enjoying yourself. This extends to everything in the game. Meta, character balance, moveset, game modes, lore, music, all of it. But one area in particular that we should detach ourselves from the negativity it can generate is competition. Fighting games will always have a competitive aspect to them. It's inherent to their makeup. It's part of what makes them unique and fun. That central focus can make it feel like fighting games can only be enjoyed competitively. And that's not completely correct either. While we can never separate the competition from fighting games, let's remember, competition isn't everything. And this extends to more than just playing to improve or playing to reach the highest rank. You can enjoy fighting games and never get good. Never do anything optimal and not care about your fundamentals. Just because a community may be driven to play competitively doesn't mean you have to. You don't have to play to get good. You can just play for fun and get better as a secondary consequence. A great example of this are the players that love to play around their character's gimmick. You know the type. The soul that will always set up for HMC, the Gold Lewis that never wants to stop swinging the coffin, or the Unica that thinks she's a zoner. The get good mentality, or even the skill issue crowd, comes from the competitive side of the game. We try to push one another to recognize the personal growth and development we need to overcome the difficulties in the game. But we can also learn to be content with our current skill level and just play the game for its own sake. And that contentment, I think, is one of the hardest things people rarely accept. Because of the goals and aspirations we have in playing fighting games, it can feel like we're constantly on a treadmill, constantly climbing one mountain, reaching the top, and then finding yet another mountain to climb. It's not bad to want to achieve more or to want to become more skilled. That's not what I'm trying to say. Rather, what I want to remind you is you don't have to climb that mountain. It's a choice, not a requirement. Let's say, after weeks of battling it out, you finally made it to Plat. It took a long time, you learned a lot, and you had fun along the way. But now, do you have to reach Diamond to have fun again? Does the fun now move a few ranks before you can have it again? No, not at all. Being content with your skill level is recognizing what you can do and accepting what you cannot do. It's within that acceptance that you can be satisfied with where your skills currently rest. Can you achieve more? Sure. Could you put in more effort? Yeah. Do you have to in order to enjoy the game? No. I think this is what makes contentment difficult for most players. We struggle to accept our shortcomings, or accept that we may still lose because of our lacking skills. Those negative feelings push us to want to get better. That's one way to handle it, absolutely. The other way, however, is via acceptance. Lastly, never forget what you have achieved. Sometimes we're so focused at reaching the next goal or getting a better score that we forget to look back at all we have achieved. If you make it to Gold 1, you're in the 50th percentile. You're better than 50% of players. That's an achievement. Be happy with that result, not simply just move the goalpost to plat. You can end up blinding yourself to your own achievements by constantly moving the goalpost forward. Though negativity in a community can pull us down and may even move us away from interacting with it, we also should remember those moments when a community jumps together in joy. Like, think about the hype when 2.0 got announced. That's a positive atmosphere to want to be a part of. Either way, recognize what your feelings are. Make your own conclusions and not just soak in what the community is saying, because as casuals, we can end up easily swayed by community sentiment.